Hello and welcome everyone to session 10 of Tales from the Known Lands. Isn't that crazy? We've done 10 of these? Wow! It's been like over 2 months since we started streaming. Feels crazy. We're slowly approaching 3 months. Um, well, I guess next week will be 3 months because we took a week off, right? So next
Mm-hmm.
week will be our 3 month anniversary. How cute is that?
Aw.
Very
Look at us.
exciting. All right. I don't think we have any really special announcements to give today. Um, so we're just gonna go. Rachel's gonna give us our little recap, and then we're gonna jump right into it.
Alrighty, so last time we woke up to the inn on fire. It was lovely. Everyone was still kind of asleep. Al and Astro were the first two to wake up and start clearing paths and waking everyone up. Um, we woke up Monty. Monty, first thought, straight to save Sonder. It was great. Um, And Al found out that there were three figures who were with torches that were setting the inn on fire. And so while Al was dealing with those guys, everyone else was making sure everyone inside the inn were getting out, joining Al, trying to fight these guys. The main lobby room was on fire. We had no idea where Badger Bongwater was, but we found him. Alexander and Bethany were trapped in a room. Aster got them out, and we ended up fighting and capturing and possibly killing the three people who set the place on fire. Um, and then we found out no one has yet met the mayor. No one in the party or in the town. So that's a little suspicious. And that's where we
Sus.
left off.
Big sus.
Pretty sus.
Sus.
The mayor is the imposter.
Okay, so we are picking up pretty much exactly where we left off, with the bodies left on the ground in the inn, which has by now mostly been put out, though it's looking worse for wear would be an understatement. And you are left without a place to sleep. What you doing?
I would like to take the money that I took off of the dead people and Mr. Naked Man, because we did steal everything that he owned. Or
True.
not steal. I don't know. It's too early for big words right now. Anyways, and I'm gonna go over to Alexander with whatever amount of money is in these pouches.
106 gold and 5 silver.
What?
Between them, yeah.
All right.
Dang.
I I'm gonna go up to Alexander and be like, I am so sorry. I feel like this is, well, it's not just my fault, but I feel like I played a big part in this being my fault. And I'm deeply sorry for that. And I think we have business to take care of, but hopefully this will help with the damages, and I'm gonna give him the pouches.
He says, "Thank you. That's very kind of you. But I don't blame your group for what happened. If this is what it takes to make sure no one ever bullies the town again, then we can rebuild, but without Wyatt this time."
Yeah, and it will be a lot nicer then. I'm like, kind of like, what do I do now? It's like, well, hopefully that will cover some of it. I don't, listen, I don't understand what that really means, so hopefully that's a lot.
It's a good start. It's better than not having it. Kind of like gives you a pat on the shoulder and walks off to assess the damages. Still like looking through the kind of fallen
Word.
building.
Over to my party now.
Did any of the bodies have a shield?
Yes. One of them has a shield.
Is it one that I have to like buckle into, or is it one that I can just pick up and use? Very important.
I think you can just pick up and use it.
I would like it, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, I should also probably take a weapon off the bodies. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
But do I want to touch a dead body? Not particularly.
I can get it.
I've left the group.
Sandra, I can
Oh.
just grab what you want. What do you want?
Grab whatever's longest and easiest to attack people from far away with.
Do we remember what weapons they had on them?
I know. I wrote it down. I knew you were gonna do this. It was like me hearing like Sandra has no weapon, just being like, what did they have on them? Can I just check my notes from last session?
Well,
There's a morning star, 4 javelins, a heavy crossbow, and a mace.
I hold them all up in my arms. Okay, take whatever you want.
Maces are simple weapons, right?
Yep. Yeah, they're simple weapons.
I'll take the mace if no one else wants it.
Here you go.
Cool.
I guess.
Thank you.
What does a morning star look like? I always forget.
I think it's a sword.
Spiky ball.
Oh no.
Spiky ball.
I'll take the morning star.
Here you go.
Yeet.
Yeah. I don't particularly want to use this, but if it's all I've got for now, that's fine. Well.
Maybe we should give the rest of the weapons to townspeople who are gonna rebel, so they're armed with more than like pitchforks and what have you.
I'm the citizens of the town.
Maybe we could talk to your friend, Victoria, right? She's in on this. Maybe she could also, I don't know, scrounge up something.
She would definitely be willing to help us out, I'm sure.
We also need to find a place to sleep. I don't know
Yeah.
about y'all, but I am very exhausted.
Should we go ask
Unfortunately-
Frida?
Frida. Oh, I was thinking Hilda. Yes, we can go ask Frida. Perhaps.
Oh, Hilda too. We can sleep at the convenience store.
Well,
Love my girl Hilda. Hilda and I are besties.
well, I still have this key to our Jack's house.
Oh god. We can just walk in.
I kind of feel bad that I still have this because we didn't end up staying at that home.
Well, weren't they staying at the inn too? So like they're probably gonna go to their house. We
Right.
could just ask to tag along.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't mind sleeping on the couch.
literally sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not as tired as you all seem to be. I sort of had a big night, you know.
Yeah.
So did you, Al. Speaking of big night, I think we should discuss some things that went down a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I had a big night because I kind of turned into a big night.
A big night, yes.
Yeah, big night.
Big night.
Ooh, yeah, I'm not really. That's never happened before. I mean, I've heard of like second puberty, but I think that usually doesn't happen till like your late 20s. So like I'm not really sure what that was because like I'm only 19. I don't. Anyway, that's a new that I've never grown before. I mean I grew because you know I was a baby and then I was a toddler and then like the natural progression of life. But I've never got big that fast. and I've never done what I guess apparently is magic, so that's pretty exciting.
Doesn't it feel great?
It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I am gonna give the two of you inspiration for the use of a big knight, and
Big
as well as
Knight.
I grew because I was a baby and then I was a toddler, because both of those things are just so funny to me.
Is it?
I
Yay,
don't know how
one
to mark that on
inspiration.
my phone.
Um,
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Aha! Wow.
But anyways, so that was my big night. Sonder, what happened with you? I didn't see you. You just kind of showed up without pants on, so.
Yes. That's a wonderful thing that I believe we should all talk about when we're not standing next to a burning building.
Good point.
I don't know if the building is still burning. I think we put it out, don't we?
A smoking,
Still awkward
steaming,
circumstances.
possibly about to fall over building. Who knows? But yes, I will share the accounts of what happened earlier tonight because I feel incredibly guilty that I wasn't there to help. Thank you, by the way, Monty. And thank you all for picking up my slack. Whew. All right. To Frida's house to see if they're home and can...
Yeah. Can we look in the crowd to see if we see them still here, or if they've left, or if they're...
They seem to have left.
Okay.
Hello, Frida.
Let's start heading off.
Yeah. Dress kind of hangs back from the party. He has a lot to think about.
Can you guys make me a perception check as you're getting closer?
Oh no.
Never a good sign.
You
Not
perceive
great.
Frida's house on fire.
Part 2.
Oh god.
3.
I got a 10.
I got
8.
9.
10!
It's the night air. It's the smoke.
We're all
I'm
tired.
My head's bleeding. It's fine.
Yeah. I got 13 total.
Monty dropped me on the ground.
I'm sorry.
I took bludgeoning damage.
You're a bit off from all the... Okay. Drez, I don't know how this happens that you're hanging back. I think you walk past as everyone's kind of heading to the door. You hang back by the open window, and you hear from, as you guys are getting closer to the house, through the open window, just hear Elijah going. First Arjak, who just says something you can't quite hear, and Elijah going, "Well, you've befriended one of them, and if they come sleep here, I think we should have precautions in case someone tries to burn our house down." Because it's would probably be warring, and then you just hear like metal clink against the floor.
I immediately stop, and I'm like, guys, I don't think we should bother them. I speak up. I'm like, guys, I feel like we've caused a lot of damage in the city.
Should we? Oh, okay. Do we try Hilda's? Do we sleep in the woods then?
What about Breadman?
He's probably got some soft loaves for us to sleep on.
Ooh, some fresh bread would taste really good right now.
Yeah, we could go hit up. I don't know where Breadman lives.
We could possibly sleep in the forge, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Victoria. I mean, I feel like
It's
maybe
fire resistant. Forges.
I feel that might be a good idea.
I think no matter where we go, we're gonna have to have someone on watch, though, just to be safe.
Yes, that would probably be a good idea. We could take shifts. You know, everybody gets a chance to sleep.
I'll go first. I don't not only do I not love the idea of sleeping on the dirt floor or a pile of hay or a workbench or something, um, I'm just like I said, I'm just not tired, and I'll watch. Normally I would not. Normally I would be first to jump on going back to bed, but feeling generous
Well,
today.
you certainly slept in, so
Before we walk away from Frida's, does anybody have a piece of paper and like a quill or a pencil or whatever?
I believe I've got something.
I want to take 3 of the javelins I still have and just like leave them in their garden with a little note that says like sorry, the exasperators, and like leave them 3 javelins to defend themselves.
I would also like to take the key that Arjak gave me. And I don't know, I'm gonna assume I have like ribbon or something in my disguise kit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna tie it to the javelin. I'm gonna write my own little note that also says like I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. I don't believe I will need this anymore, so here you go. Totally understandable if you never want to associate with us again. Later.
Okay.
Bye.
Later.
There's
TTYL.
like scribbles out, like big ink blots of him trying to write what he wants, but he can't. And he's having a night.
I'm a little worried, guys. I don't want to lose the pull of the people. I don't want them to lose trust in us. I feel like they might be scared now of Wyatt and what he can do.
You know, I don't feel guilty for many things, but I feel extremely guilty about this.
Well, no matter what happens, we can put a stop to it.
Yes, I agree. Let's do that.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of a little fire.
No.
All right, well, to the forge.
To the forge.
To the forge.
I mean, Victoria doesn't live
Oh
there,
yeah,
but...
as for leaving though, like, cause they're so that people don't steal this crap that we left in the front. I'll be the last one to leave. I'll like knock on the door and then dart away.
Cool.
All right.
You just hear like as you knock, just like some things just fall over.
Oop.
It just goes, "Who's there?" It takes them a while to get to the door. Okay, you guys are heading to the forge.
To the forge. Not the forge door.
Quite surprisingly, the door does open, and Victoria is there, and you see that the forge is running in the back. She goes, "Hey,
Victoria, it's so good to see you. I don't... Did you hear about what happened at the inn?
what happened then?"
Wyatt had his goons. He set it on fire. It almost completely burned down.
Oh man, that's oh.
Yeah. And so like crazy thing, would you perhaps allow us to maybe take a nap in your forge, please? We're all very exhausted.
If you don't mind the whole metal noise.
At all.
Okay, well, come in.
Thank you, Victoria.
He burned the inn down?
He did. He's not a good guy. At all.
Yeah. I mean, that's not a fair fight at all. It's
Victoria, have you ever met the mayor of this city?
The last one. was a pretty chill guy. He lost the last election, and then we've had the new mayor, and I don't think I've met her. But she's been around for a bit. I mean,
How-
Mr. Montgomery mostly handles all this stuff, so.
How did the election work? If you don't know who the new mayor is, like, did the new mayor campaign?
I mean, it's she did, but it's not like she really went out on meetings. But I don't know who voted for her really. I mean, there was just it was more a matter of not us voting for her, but not voting for the last mayor because he had a bit of an embarrassing moment during the last election, and it just kind of all fell apart. So pretty much everyone went anyone but that guy.
What
Oh.
happened?
It's just weird stuff kept coming up about just him being rude about the town in letters, and then he went on to have a speech at the city center, and like his pants fell off, which was very weird, and that was just kind of it topped it all off, and we just couldn't really take him seriously after that.
I mean, pants falling off is very funny.
Yeah.
No one trusts a politician with a loose belt.
Exactly.
And when exactly did Wyatt start coming into town? After, like, soon after the mayor got elected, or a little bit after?
A little bit before. It was we pretty much had the election 2 months after he came into town.
Where is Wyatt from?
I never asked him. He came out of the woods, kind of just. It's not like he was very talkative, or he went, "Hi, I'm from the south. I'm gonna
Doesn't-
burn down the general store, and then a couple of years later, I'm gonna burn down the inn."
Okay. Just thought I would ask.
Ew. Is arson like a common thing for him?
He's done it twice, and he threatened to do it a couple of times more.
Why hasn't anyone done anything about it? I just don't get it.
Well, we've asked, but they say they're handling it and looking into it all the time.
Who is they?
Mostly
mayor?
Mr. Montgomery or the town crier speaking on behalf of the mayor.
I don't know if I trust Mr. Montgomery very much.
No, not anymore.
I think in the morning we pay a visit to Mr. Montgomery.
I think it's a good idea.
Victoria, what are you doing here so late?
Making extra weapons and armor and trying to put together spare supplies.
Oh, do you mean like to sell or for like the uprising?
For the uprising.
Yeah, Victoria.
I can handle business a bit later.
Oh, funny thing, we were just talking about talking to you about that, so it's a good thing that you've already started.
Well, I could use more supplies or more weapons to give out.
I pull out the javelin. Here's one.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one more than I had.
That's all. That's the only extra I have. I'm sorry.
Question, Victoria. I've also realized that I do not believe I have a weapon either, because last session I used my hands. So, do you have anything that's like a stick or like a spear of some kind?
A stick? Like a
I
quarterstaff?
Well, I mean, I could use a quarterstaff, but if you have like a spear, that would be more
A spear?
flavor.
I can whip something up while you guys snap.
That would be wonderful. I will listen. I'll even pay you for this. I know it's not a lot, but it's what I have. I will give her all of my 7 gold pieces, which isn't a lot, but it's something.
Thank you. I'll put that towards repaying all of the supplies that I am just taking from my employer for the uprising.
Oh,
I'm sure he will understand when business is about
I
to
hope
end,
so.
because
Otherwise, I'm gonna get
now we'll
fired.
have
Oh,
more people who will be free to have cool weapons around. So
Victoria, also, would you I like pull out my axe and my hammer, my axe, and be like, could you teach me how to clean blood off of the? I've never had to do that before. I don't know how to do this.
Okay, sure. I kind of know. Usually not
Okay.
human blood,
Yeah.
but I can teach you.
Thanks.
You can grab some stuff. I mean, you said you just got out of a burning building, so maybe you nap first.
Good,
I
good
can,
point.
you know what? I can clean them for you, and then I'll just explain tomorrow how it happens.
Thanks.
one more thing, Victoria. I'll reach into my backpack, and pull out like a little scroll, little thing tied with some of that string that was made from our friendship bracelets. It's like that big. It's a keep this on the down low, but it's a certain bread recipe that might come very much in handy one day, and might be of much value to you and the other people of this world. But shh, don't tell anyone I gave it to you. For your
Is that like code? Is that code for something?
No, it's literally bread. It's bread man bread.
It's okay. I'll hold onto the recipe for you.
It's
This is very useful for the uprising.
well just for afterwards, and now you don't have to spend all your money at bread man. You can go
True.
you can go make your own.
Gotta feed the people somehow during and after. We will be celebrating. We can make bread. How long does it take to make bread?
I've
You
got
think it's gonna
absolutely
be
no
like-
idea, but I've got the rest. I've got like 500 copies of the recipe. So
could I?
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great.
Could I make an intelligence check to see how long it would take to make bread? Because I feel like this
Sure, you can make one.
something that I might have done with my mom
Mm-hmm.
when I was a kid.
Sure.
That's a 5, but I don't think I have any bonuses to that. Yeah, so that's just a 5. I know nothing.
Mm-hmm. It takes 2.5 weeks of kneading it nonstop.
I say exactly that.
that's a special ingredient.
I guess, I mean, I doubt I'll have time to deal with this, but I mean, if this is useful to you, and it's the panther hide that I got a while ago. I don't know. I know you work in metal, and I think those are different things. But maybe you know somebody that you could like sell this to or something.
That is more in line with my job than
Hey, I know a lot of people who
I
would
could-
kill for that bread man recipe.
that's true.
Literally.
Okay.
I will give her the panther hide to do something with. I'll add it to my payment for the spear she's making me. Alrighty. I'm gonna look for the most comfortable spot in the forge.
Well, there's a place where the horse slept.
Nice.
Placement number 1.
Horse.
There's a little waiting area where you have some chairs and like one like bench to sit down on, and there's a little like table area in the back for like meal breaks. It's not really like a bed there. It's just a forge. It doesn't seem like the owner lives there.
Horse hole.
I will lay wherever the horse was. I'll put down my my weird vest cloak thing from my other outfit because I'm still wearing my formal outfit. I'm too tired to take that off. So, I'm just gonna lay that down and then that's out.
I'd like to
Alrighty.
go to the back of the forge, like where the big furnace is,
Mhm.
and take a moment with the fire and take out my sister's necklace that I have and just kind of like focus my energy and attention on the feeling I had the last time I was here and see if anything, see if I feel anything before I go to bed.
As you're standing there, you don't feel really anything as you're looking at the necklace, and you're but when you close your eyes afterwards, you see. You know when you look at light for too long and it leaves this outline on your eyelid when you close your eyes. It's just that, but it's circular with like a maze inside of it. And it's burning like you're looking. It's like you were just looking at the forge, but it's not in the shape of the forge. It's a very different, very intricate shape.
And then I'll just curl up on the floor, I guess, and go to sleep.
Oh, before you all go to bed, sorry.
Oh, yes.
Bedtime story, I guess. You asked me to let you know what was going on, and I feel I would very much like to share it with you while it's still fresh in my mind.
Please.
Thank you again, Monty, for
It's terrifying.
saving me from a burning building while I was not of myself. Um, so I don't believe it was this was meant to happen at the time that it did. But well, let me start from the beginning. I promise I won't keep this story too long. I know you're all exhausted, and somebody needs to watch outside, so that would be me. But Al, you know a lot of this already. Hello, my name is Sander Skyfair, and that is a name that I picked for myself. Because I was not given a name at my creation, when normally I should have been. I'm not sure if how familiar you all are with the Azamar of this world, but one thing you might know is that they all have a sort of funny, silly name. My sister's name is Cleanliness. My eldest brother is Narcissism, and my youngest is Fragility. And I'm over here as Sonder for whatever reason. Whenever we are made, we are given a purpose, and with that purpose, we are meant to excel and be the best at that thing, better than anyone else in the world. That is sort of our life goal. That is why we're made, and it is what we're supposed to do with our lives. And it is chosen for us at our creation. For some reason, something somewhere went wrong that was beyond my control, and I was not given one of those purposes. And I was a mistake. I was a mess up. And creation does not make mistakes. Creation does not have mess ups. And so I was not and am not really supposed to be here with you now. Which makes me wonder how many other people have been mess ups before and just have ceased to exist entirely, or have had to run and hide the same way I did. But I was born with a target on my back, and because of that, I had to hide. And I went and hid with my family, my chosen family. My mother was my father was wealth, and my mother was materialism, and they are both so incredibly hard to deal with and annoying and stubborn and just awful people that even the royal host and creation themselves does not like to deal with them. So they were the best candidates for the least amount of contact. I was not allowed to leave my home in fear that they would find me somehow and eliminate me from the earth just for being who I am, and I didn't want to do that anymore, so I left. And now I'm here, but I was visited last night, and I don't believe it was a dream, it was something else, and that's why even when dropped off of Monty's shoulders onto my neck, I still wasn't awoken. I was visited by someone named Source. They are the sort of source of magic for all of the Azmar and a sort of patron in a way. They are in charge of dealing out magic and controlling it and making sure one person doesn't use too much. All that kind of things, because apparently we've had issues with that in the past, but I used magic for the first time yesterday. Magic given to me other than just my birth magic, and because of that, Source saw and found out and said, hey, look, there's this person on the map all of a sudden who's not supposed to be there, and what are they doing? And so they visited me to talk to me, and I'm really, really afraid that they're going to snitch, and that there may or may not be all-powerful beings on their way for moi, but they also might not. It wasn't really entirely clear. They just sort of said they'll talk to me again soon, because our conversation sort of got cut short by a burning building. So, that is what was happening last night, and I want you all to know that, because there is a possibility that bad things are coming, and I do not want everyone here to get caught up in those, because it is 100% not your deal, and I don't want anyone here to have to carry a burden or feel like they need to help me with something that is not your problem. Not saying that I wouldn't appreciate it, and not saying that I need it and that I want it, and not saying that I wouldn't accept it if it was given, but I don't you don't have to, and I don't need it, and it'll be fine. So thank you in advance, but also no thank you, but also that would be, I don't know, it's very complicated. But also this could just be a nothing thing. There's also that. So that's me, and that's who I am, and that's why I'm here. And can we please not ever go back to the duchy? I do not want to go back there ever again. It is just far too dangerous over in Argent, and yes. So there's that.
Monty puts his hand on your shoulder and has tears in his eyes, and he just says, Sonder, you're not a mistake, and you're beautiful and special, and I'm really happy that you're here. and we'll do anything for you, and you should know that.
Drez is just gonna, like, power hug, tackle hug.
Oh, thank you.
Group hug.
Group hug.
Victoria, come hug.
Thank you. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, Drez. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Aster.
No, we're not going anywhere.
Thank you,
Sandra.
Badger.
I think we've kind of established that we're all kind of stuck with each other now. And you
Yes.
know what, Sonda? If dangerous people come after you, we'll be there. I mean, who hasn't messed with the wrong people? I also agree with what Monty said. You're not a mistake. You just haven't found your purpose yet. And let me tell you, in my very long times of travel, new things happen every day. And I kind of flex my hand a little because I'm remembering the battle and the weird shit that I did during that battle. So don't give up, bud.
Well, maybe that can be my purpose, is to find my purpose, right? That's a good, that's a good one. That's a good
Yeah.
one.
I
I mean, I
like
guess I get to
that one.
pick, right? I
Yeah.
get, I
You're
don't know.
like, okay, listen, you're like the coolest Azamar ever because you get to find your own purpose instead of being given one.
Well, I think the coolest would be coolness, but
Mm.
he's way far off in some
Oh.
other country doing his own thing, so being cool or whatever.
And you might accidentally get like cold powers,
Mhm.
pure
Right.
coolness.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Think,
Well, you get to be original and unique,
Yes.
Sandra.
I would like to say here and now, there are no mistakes in this group, only happy accidents.
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm sort of a somber accident or a melancholy, a
Melancholy.
bittersweet accident, but and hopefully you all are sleepy accidents and can get a good rest for the next 3 hours we've got before the sunrise. So
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna go stand outside now alone and think.
Have fun.
Yes, you have fun sleeping in the horse pit. On the ground. In your clothes.
Full leather armor.
Sounds really comfy. And I'm gonna go, I guess, just like stand right outside the door.
Before I go to bed, I just say to you
Okay.
privately one last time, I really meant what I said. You're special.
Thank
Good
you.
night. Run away.
Oh, you also get inspiration there.
Good night. Okay.
Good night.
10 obsession, we cry.
Jump into the fire.
I'll go curl up near the fire too. Not so I'm like spooning Monty, but you know,
We
near
can
the
spoon
fire.
if you want to, Al. I mean,
Okay. Can like fall asleep holding hands, besties.
Aw.
love it.
I
Aw.
fell asleep in my spot I already dug up and thinking very hard about what Sander said and how much alike we are.
I just lie on my back somewhere, just.
So cool. So cool. Aster's
Badger
too cool to hang out
Bongwater.
with us.
Badger Bongwater does the thing where you know how in movie posters where they like lie head to head. He's just like there.
Like the
Vibin'.
stars. Okay.
But cool, you know?
Okay.
If they were like really vibing and not like very sad about a variety of things.
Maybe pranks can be your always.
Stop.
Hold on, actually, something that I just thought of. As Drez is about to doze off, he remembers something. Immediately checks his bag for his mask.
It sprouted legs and walked away.
Is his mask in his bag?
Where do you remember what you last did with it?
He had it. Well, he showed it to Arjak drunkenly when they were drinking. That was the last time he pulled it out. And he might have put it back. He was also drunk.
I think you have it in your bag.
Okay.
I think you have it in your bag.
I pull it out of my bag. Is it damaged at all?
It's a little bit scorched on one side.
Okay. That's fine. Drez just gotta... And he will kind of clutch it close to him. And he will fall asleep with it in his arms.
Aster, you see Badger Bongwater eyeing that mask.
Oh no.
Badger Bogwater, we're gonna have a fight.
Oh no. Trez is
Watching
gonna
you.
kill Bongwater.
Bongwater's tragic death.
That sentence.
Sander, make me a perception check for your watch.
Because we all know he's good at that.
Yeah,
That's a 4.
That's a 4. Great job, buddy.
Thanks.
Doing really good.
These guys are so pretty, but they're all so poorly. Pretty privilege.
You see, it's pretty chill, and then you just honestly, it's like you're sitting there and you're really, I think you're probably, how are you feeling after that whole speech?
A little
What's
bit
the feeling
exhausted.
of the watch?
Yeah, a little bit exhausted. A little bit like I growing up, Sandra didn't get a lot of like sympathy from people. The only person who really like cared about his feelings was probably his sister, and so like a group hug is something he's probably never experienced before. People individually coming up and like talking to him in a line to like tell him nice things is probably not something he's ever experienced before, from not like fake people coming up and just like saying it to build rapport or whatever, you know. So a little bit exhausted, a little bit uncomfortable probably. And that's why he was like, all right, outside now.
Yeah, just as you're like looking out, at some point you just see, it's like there's just silence, and then you just see Elijah, who's standing there with a lute and kind of like looking at you.
Hello.
Hello?
Oh,
Why are
sorry.
you outside?
Me? Who, me? Oh,
You.
I'm just hanging out. I put the weapon behind my back. Just hanging out.
Cool.
What are you doing?
Fireproof
out?
building, I see.
Yes. What are you doing out so late, mister?
I am performing to inspire the people after the recent tragedy.
At
I
5
figured
o'clock
it's
in the morning?
Yes.
Alright.
Military time.
Wake up call.
A wake-up call. It's if everyone can, maybe they'll sleep and they'll have dreams of courage.
That... Okay. That sort of makes sense.
You know, think like, don't mind the inn burning down. We are also gonna burn down Wyatt's house. but maybe less obvious a little bit. A little less obvious.
Yeah, yes, maybe a little bit less obvious than let's tell them exactly what we're doing.
What rhymes with Wyatt?
Hyatt. Hmm.
Hyatt. Is that a word?
Why it is such a wonderful day outside. Say,
I'll write that down.
y-
Starts strumming a little melody.
Buy it, like BUY. You could make it 2 words rhymed with 1 word. It's gotta have gotta have a name for that, right? I don't know. What? Hi. I have no idea. I've read a lot of plays in my day, and never have I had to listen to come up with rhyme schemes, and nor do I have the vocabulary large enough to solve you with this issue. Sorry.
Screw Wyatt. Buy it.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Screw Wyatt. Don't buy
Buttons.
it. Buttons.
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 Okay, well, you have a good time staring off into space. I'm gonna go play around the town square so people can wake up.
All right. A little bit more of a cheer than a song, but have fun. It's a wonderful
I'm
poem.
singing it. Doesn't it sound like does it not sound like I'm singing?
Well, can I hear it? I'd love to hear the song.
Screw Wyatt.
Uh-huh.
Don't buy it.
Okay.
Buttons.
It
I can hear laughter coming from inside the forge.
It's catchy. I think people will remember it. I think
so too.
they will remember it for who knows what reason, but they will remember it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go spread the good word.
All right. Have fun, Elijah. Don't get burned.
He walks up with his loot. You also see as he's walking off, he just has a bucket on his like belt with some water in it.
Just in case. Let's go ahead and write those lyrics down in my notes.
Important.
Quiet.
So I'll come back later.
Well, perhaps we'll meet another villain with whose name is
same name.
Something.
Buy it.
Buy it. At screw buy it. Don't buy it.
Buttons.
And the rest of your watch goes by quite peacefully.
Are we doing multiple watches? I'm assuming.
Depends. Sander, how long you staying up?
I don't think we like have the need for multiple watches, just because I don't think that there's a lot of time before it becomes like day.
Mm-hmm.
But are we taking a long rest? Because if that's the case, we should probably just do the full long rest then. Because I know Aster probably needs spell slot, and so does Monty.
I also need spell slots, you're right.
Yeah.
And probably not the levels of exhaustion from not sleeping for 24 hours.
Yeah. So
I am happy to take a long watch or take a shift because I don't have spell slots. And I can always roll one of my hit die, get my last 8 points.
Take a watch as well, so that everybody, because if we do it that way, then at least everybody would get a long rest.
I'll go curl up in between Aster and Monty. Pants on this time.
If Al wants to take the second watch, I'll take the third.
Hop up.
Alrighty.
I've got all sorts of healing now.
Oh.
Can I like bring
Ow.
a stool outside so I don't have to stand?
You are smarter than I.
Big brain time.
1000 IQ play. You can. There's a stool right next to the door.
Great.
It's like it was made for this.
Perfect.
Okay. And if you would be so kind to make me a perception check for your watch.
Of course. Oh, not bad. 14.
Okay. It's nearing morning and there's no one actually walking around, but you kind of notice as you look up, there's a bird kind of flying overhead,
Don't trust
making
birds.
like circles around before it flies off, but it's a bit of a weird pattern.
Weird
Sus.
pattern.
Who
Weird
is
bird
that
pattern.
bird?
I'm gonna shoot it with my longbow.
Okay.
Oh no. Dungeon Master pointed out a bird.
Shoot the
Hey.
bird.
Kill it.
If it's weird, I need target practice anyways. That's my rationale. I'm like, well, I haven't used my bow in a while.
And
Since,
also,
okay, I
Unfortunately.
rolled a 19 to hit.
I would
That I don't even need to check what the bird's AC
Plus
is. That
6.
definitely hits.
So
Yeah.
12,
I,
5.
Yeah.
I would just like to say, if it's just a bird, then free breakfast.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chicken
Um,
wings.
It falls down on the street a couple of meters in front of you.
I go and poke it with my bow. Is it just a bird?
It's a dead bird. It does, as you get closer, you notice that it does have, except for the arrow sticking out of it, a little band on its bird leg.
Oh, fuck.
Did good, I think.
Good,
Okay.
I think. The D&D motto.
Can I mean, I'll take the arrow. I'll pull the arrow out, like wipe it on my armor leg, put it back in my quill, and then can I find like a leaf or something and like scoop it up, and bring it back
Yeah, sure.
to the board?
There's leaves on the side
Okay,
for
I'll like
birds.
pick it up, scoop it up. This is camping, and I'll bring it back to my stool. And can I investigate the band, see if there's any, like, what it is, if it's just a marker, if I recognize
Mhm.
it?
Okay, sure. I think for yeah, just investigation for recognizing bird markers.
I love this game so much. Okay. That's an 11.
It's you recognize it as it's like someone's bird. It's definitely not academic. It's definitely not like someone studying the bird. It's just someone's bird, but it's not. It doesn't have a name. The bird's not named and doesn't have like a number you can call or anything.
No
You're
collar.
Yeah, and other than the fact that it's someone's metal band, you can't really tell much more about it.
You just shot someone's drone down.
You know? So be it. Don't trust birds.
This is fine.
Okay, I'll just keep it by, and I'll probably just, when I go in to wake up Drez, I'll be like, hey, outside there's a bird on a stool. I know you like collecting dead things, so like if you want it, it's all yours.
Thank you.
You're
Like,
welcome.
I'm like slowly waking up.
I don't know why you like collecting dead things, but you have like 3 in your bag, so like if you want to cook it or like whatever you do with them, it's a bird. I think it's a pet bird, maybe a messenger bird, might be a spy bird. I don't know. It was really, I'm sus this morning, so I just kind of went boo, because I kind of need target practice, because like this whole time I've never used my longbow, even though it's,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna wake everybody up if I keep talking. You can go. Good night.
You already have.
Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna change into my normal outfit very lazily. Like, stuff is like hanging off. I had a rough night. My hair is down. I do not give a crap right now. I'm going outside. I still have my mask in my hand, and I will go outside. Just toss the bird in my bag to deal with later.
All right. And a perception check for you.
Will determine. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's 16 plus 3, so that's 19, right?
Mhm.
Right? Math? Yeah, 19.
Okay. Two things happen. We're gonna get for them in order. Number one, about like 2 minutes in, you just hear like from in the forge, and you see his badger bungler kind of peeks out as you're doing your watch, and just like sticks his head out.
Yes? Can
Like
I
looks at the stool.
help you? Do you want to sit?
It's like looking around,
Oh,
and you see him kind of sniffing.
I pull out the dead. Do you want this? Sure. I'm gonna pluck like 2 or 3 feathers off the bird first and throw that in my bag, but give him the dead bird.
Okay. He takes it in his hands, and you see him kind of giggle, and he walks back inside. And we're gonna get back to that in a moment.
What did I just do?
Number two. About halfway through your watch, you notice there's some people like because it's nearing morning, so at this point there's some people walking around. There's someone who looks to be a bit out of place. It's just one person, kind of. They're not wearing armor, or they're not armed either, but they're just giving you like bad vibes. They're kind of looking around, and they kind of, as they see you, they just kind of like stop for a moment and like look at you for a moment and just keep on walking.
Do I recognize them?
You do not.
Can I see if they have any sort of like indicator of any groups that I might know?
Sure.
No, I don't know shit. I rolled a 7 plus 3, but that would be like 10 total.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they if they do have some kind of indicator on them, it is not visible from the distance that they are at now. It's just like there's probably like some circle there. That's a belt. That's not a sign. That's just a belt buckle. You're just walking off.
Which direction are they headed?
It's always like the town square.
Is Victoria still not here, right?
I think Victoria might have left in between one of your shifts because she needs sleep.
Okay. I'm gonna write a note. And it's just gonna say, saw suspicious activity headed towards town square. Drez. And I'm gonna leave it inside for them. And I'm gonna look at my mask and I'm gonna put it on and I'm gonna go follow this person.
Okay.
Do I need a stealth check? I don't want to be seen by that.
Yeah. Make me a stealth check.
Okay, 13. I think my stealth is like 6. 19.
Very good. You're following them at a distance. They do not seem to notice you. They kind of head off, and you see them walk up, like kind of like looking around. They glance down on a piece of paper that they have, and they walk up to where the inn was, and they just kind of look at the inn. Like,
oh.
and just
Oh.
like start kind of wandering around the town square. The breadmen set out. They're kind of like
Do they
looking
look
around the.
confused?
They look mildly annoyed and a bit confused.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly approach them and then kind of. I have my mask on.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of right now it just kind of looks like a barren mask. It has like eye holes and that's about it. And then it has
A
the
little bit
scorch
scorched.
mark. Yeah. And I'm gonna be like I'm gonna put my hand on their shoulder. I'm like, "You look lost. Can I help you?"
They just kind of turn around and look at you and say, I don't need help. I was supposed to find a place to stay, but
Ah,
I will be fine."
yeah, there is some things going on currently. The inn was burned down last night, so
What's your name, kind friend?
my name is Venrith.
That is good. Are you a local?
I'm as local as they come.
Okay. Well, I should get back to my group to tell them that we will not be staying in this town.
Hmm. Are you at an adventuring party?
We are travelers here
Yeah.
to sightsee.
Ah, I wouldn't stay in this town. Some stuff is about to go down. It's not a good place right now. Maybe come back in like a couple of weeks.
A couple of weeks.
Uh,
Are you?
since I'm since I'm closer to them, can I see any sort of indication if they are part of any groups on them?
Sure. Uh, yeah. Make me the same check you made me before. Now at zoomed
Oh,
in.
okay, that's 16 plus 3, so that's another 19.
Okay. Um, I will say they have in terms of like placement on their clothes, you see that there's like some sort of like holes from like a pin. Um Pin's currently not there. They're just like plain clothes. But it is kind of like how you would probably place like some kind of like religious adornment. If that's a word.
Okay, um, like, yes, um, yeah, I would head out. This town isn't, it's kind of a drag. Um,
Are you staying in town if it's so dangerous?
I'm currently investigating a certain situation.
Ah, okay. Well then, if there is no inn to stay in, then I will make my way back to where I
Yeah,
came from.
curious though, since you're a traveler, have you ever come across a golden book?
Why do you ask?
Um, I'm I'm a collector of all sorts of knowledge. I'm currently looking for a specific golden book.
I could. I am but a traveler to see the sights, but my friend is quite educated in those kinds of arts. If you want to come with me to talk to them,
Oh, can I make an inside check to see if I get bad vibes from them?
absolutely, absolutely, you're gonna make an insight check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Insight. I haven't used insight. That's 11.
You know, it is what it is.
And did you say your friend's name was?
It's not like you would know my. It's
I've traveled around.
Gavin.
Gavin. Very interesting. All right. Well, perhaps maybe if I run into you again, maybe. I've got some things to do. Um, but it was. I hope you find your way.
Okay. Thank you, Venlif, for
Of
the
course.
help. And they head off.
I also head off. I'm going to walk slowly at first, like to blend into the crowd. But as soon as I am far enough away from this person, I'm bolting. I run into the forge, and I'm like panting and panicking.
Just quickly beforehand, Monty, can you make me a perception check?
Sure. 13.
Okay. Drez, as you come in, you see Badger Bongwater sitting like above Monty with a super focused face, and the dead bird is just kind of like on his chest.
Just asleep.
Bongwater, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, jeez. Have they gotten in on their long rest?
Yeah, I think at this point we've had a long rest.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna like panically wake everybody up. So like, hi, good morning. So you remember how Saunders said that he had people after him? I might be in danger.
What?
That bird on my chest.
I like reach over and pick it up. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I who did this?
That would be. That's not important right now. There's a group people that I might suspect might be from a town. I didn't set it on. I didn't like. I'm very wanted there, and I might have took something that I no longer have from there. So I mean, like we should definitely deal with this Wyatt situation. However, as soon as we deal with that, we should get the heck out of here.
I have a question for everyone. Since we have about 2 people in our party who are have people going after them, I just want to know, just hands down, I care for you all. It's been like 2 days. I care for you all, but I really need to know. Raise your hands if there's a potential for someone to come after you. I just need to know. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I'm kind of a half. Like, I don't know
Half?
that they're after me, but like they could be because I did threaten to kill them. I'm
Okay.
after them for sure.
Okay.
Okay. To explain a long story shortly, so I'm from goes on. Did I say that right? And I kind of am not allowed in what is the country next to its name?
Which kind?
Physic, Trubzaphysic.
It starts with an A.
Asga?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not on
I'm
my
gonna
map.
okay. I'm gonna I am gonna go on TikTok. I'm gonna just make a pronunciation guide for this show because I am Polish and you're American, and it's very different to how our brains just go about words.
So
New TikTok plan.
oh, y'all all to understand, we there it's very different. We're more of like we're more community based, and it was part of my travels and training. And I tried to help out in certain places, and I went to this town, and it didn't seem like a good thing. They were kind of like really obsessed with this book that gave them all these answers, and like they worshipped this thing. It seemed like very cult-like behavior, you know? So I thought to fix the problem, I would just take the book. And I did. However, they definitely know my name, and they might know my face. And people come after me looking for a book that I no longer have because I dropped it in the ocean when I sailed across seas.
It sounds like it's time to shave your head.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I don't think I will be shaving my hair. It is very important to my culture, but yeah, so that's the situation. I don't know if they're part of this group. However, they had these little pinholes in their clothes, which could indicate that they were, because they took off the pins, hide clearly that they're from some type of group.
So it sounds like we need to get out of here, like, tomorrow.
Yeah, so we really need to deal with this Wyatt situation today.
Jeez, alright.
I'm down for that.
I mean, I did tell them that this town was kind of a crap hole and they should just keep moving on, but I don't know if they are going to listen, so.
Well, I guess we should get started.
Yes, very much so.
Should we make a plan, or do we just storm Montgomery's office?
Well, I feel like we definitely need to ask him questions.
I think we
Monty.
need to get to the bottom of the mayor situation. It might help us in the long term.
I say we storm.
Monty, I know you don't like hurting people, but you're very strong and intimidating, and I feel like we're both very strong and intimidating. I feel like we could double team the
Oh, totally.
interrogation.
Let's do it.
I'm
You
okay.
can
be like the good one if you want.
I'm
Okay.
good cop. You bad cop.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's do it.
I will also say, because we've kind of had Igni like floating in space for a while, just in the background silently, mostly because I wanted to address this, but then the inn got set on fire and it was kind of like a lot of stuff. I think it's probably at this point that Igni kind of just not there when you guys like are waking up. And he does leave a note, which I will give you guys now.
Can
Igni
you do
has
it in his voice?
Do
yeah,
it.
who can do a good Igni impression? To volunteer to read
Hey,
this.
it's Igni. Yeah.
Yes, Sando.
Hey.
I'm sorry to do this.
I made the horses talk, and now I had to leave you. Sorry. Yeah, see you later.
Wait, but actually,
I bought a house in this town. That's why I've been gone. I'm moving in. Been real busy.
From all the horse money.
From the horse money. Real estate's real cheap here.
but the actual message though is, gang, I'm sorry to do this, but there's something big happening, something bigger than all of us, and time is of the essence. I didn't want to drag you into my shit, so I left while you were asleep. If anyone else asks if you know me, say no or I'll kill you all. Haha, just kidding. Too far, but seriously, you tell anyone you know me and I'll fuck you up. X Igni.
I'm just giving out inspiration left and right today. Inspiration! I love all of you. This is fantastic. Absolutely
yeah.
amazing.
When Igni got drunk and I was taking care of him, he did kind of mention that he thinks like all of this is his fault. He didn't give me details, and I wasn't gonna share it until he did. But he's in deep, and he might need our help eventually. So add that to the list. I think he's also probably on the run from people. So
Another
that's
tally, okay.
yeah.
It sounds good. Wouldn't it be funny if all of the people chasing us are all the same people? Wouldn't that be funny?
I can almost guarantee you that's not the case.
I mean, hey DM, would the Devil Breaker? Did the Devil Breaker have a weird pin?
The Devil Breaker?
I don't think the Devil Breaker came from that specific, maybe a different religious cult, but probably not that specific one. Pretty far away, pretty different
Okay.
locations.
Devil Breaker. Putting that name in my notes.
That's getting written down.
Could you have a more badass name?
Thank you, Peyton, my home DM, for that one. Wherever you are, you're not watching, but to the ether, thank you.
All right, gotta start.
To your
listing my notes of
DM
people
possibly
who
watching this later on YouTube.
Yeah, Peyton, you better be watching this.
Players being hunted. :
List.
On the run. Not on the run. 4 and 2. It's going great.
Again,
Can't
I
wait for
don't
people to get started.
know that I'm being chased, but I definitely, it could be a possibility, and I am hunting down my guy to murder. Sorry, Monty.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do, guys. I get it. I get it.
What if maybe we can make some enemies for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah, there's a couple people out there who I wouldn't mind.
I mean, if all comes to all, we could go visit my friend Gertrude, who has a big house, and we could
mentioning
get rest.
Gertrude.
Yes, we could all like that could be like a safe house. Because, like I said, apparently I own part of it, but I don't know what any of that means. So.
I do love big homes.
I mean, we could always probably crash at my parents' place. It's kind of a palace.
Oh, me too. Mine's very well protected.
Yeah,
Not that I
we
wanna
have a
go
lot
back
of
there,
guards
but-
that we employ. So.
Alright.
Shared a room with my sister, mom, and dad.
You know, I like that plan better. Then I don't have to go see certain people. As much as I enjoy my best friend Gertrude, she's probably wandering off somewhere anyways.
Yeah, we can all. I mean, we're in my parents' home is in this country, so it's close-ish. And you can to like just ring a little bell by your bed, and then they'll like come and like get your breakfast orders. You can have breakfast in bed. It's really cool. There's like a giant room with a bunch of beds that we could do like a slumber party in, like a big slumber party, but like all sleep in the same room and not have to separate. Like it's pretty cool. My parents will probably not like any of you, but it's really cool. And there's armed guards, so good place to hide out. And I'm not wanted in my hometown, so that's good.
I already
And
made a bad
another,
impression of your parents once.
Yeah, so what's one more time?
Another option is staying at the guild a little bit. We have a big family. Everyone's artists, as long as you guys pretend that you are artists. We have family meals all the time.
Do you have like dance classes there?
Yeah, we have a few dance classes, but
Okay.
yeah.
I flip through my many sketches. I'm like, I am an artist.
Oh, great. Ozma would love that. Ozma's the painter. We also have Lorne the mime. It's a good, great get together.
I'll be honest, I'm a lot better at looking at art than actually creating it.
That's fine.
You could be a model. You could be like, I'm a model. Come paint me. My name's Sander. Look how hot I am.
I'm very, very good at standing still.
I like it. We've got options, guys.
We've got options. Also, you know, Monty's like a cool performer.
Thanks,
So
guys.
I mean, that's like half the party.
A hot performer, not in like a fire way, not like a weird way. Oopsies.
I think it goes both ways.
Yeah. Okay, well, should we go interrogate somebody?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go
That
tear
was
down
feeling
the
good.
Beat the shit out of
tyrannical
them.
force.
There is a spare key to the forge hanging by the door for you guys to.
Oh,
Can I take a look around to see if there is a spear made at all?
Sure. As you kind of have to go to the space of the workspace, and you do see it standing kind of like leaning by a wall. It's pretty well made. There is it's just regular spear, and there's a little strip of the hide as like a handle added, and you see that there's just this like attempt at a carving of like a fist on the bottom of the spear. It's like a little bit like, you know, homemade, but it's recognizable.
Can I also inspect my cleaned weapons?
Very clean, and there's just like in like hurried handwriting, just like, forgot I was supposed to give you instructions, and just like a written list of like, and it's just a pile of just like different rags, just being like the blue one is for polishing, and then the brown one is for getting out the initial dirt and grime.
Does anybody have a bag I can put these in? I literally only have my like weapon sheaths.
You can put it in my bag, Al. It's
Thanks.
okay.
Oh, do I notice in any rune markings on my weapons, mayhaps?
That is a very good point. You do. Not there before.
Hey, did any of you do this last night?
No.
This is new.
Might have been Badger Bongwater. He does quite a lot of creeping.
Badger, what is this?
He's lying.
Does anybody even know what these are? Anything?
Can we make checks?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What kind of check? History? Religion?
Arcana?
Arcana.
Hold it up.
I got a natural 20.
Oh!
I got a 16.
I got a natural 1, so beats me.
And
Badger Bongwater did this.
I'm gonna kill him.
Some profanity and Faye, you're sure of it.
my total score was 21.
21.
Ooh.
Sander, you had a very long and very, very boring lesson about this. It's a rune. It's based off of like art made by giants originally, but kind of has been perfected in different circles of the lands. These require quite some like mystical craftsmanship. And you usually wouldn't find them in that many places unless you either met one of the giants who started the art, or someone who learned it later on. But it's definitely just like the ones that they showed you during the class before you, like, you know, got tired of it. Was a very, very long and tiring class.
I recognize those to be something really boring, actually. They look like giant runes. I wasn't paying too much attention, unfortunately, whenever I was learning about them, but
Do you think that's why I got big?
you got pretty
Sorry.
giant. You got pretty giant with these they're not like common. You don't just find those laying around on everything. Something had to put them there, and if it wasn't you, then someone I don't even know. It's not something just everyone knows. I mean, I don't know what they look like, but I can recognize them a little bit at least. Would I be able to recreate them? Absolutely not. Do I know what they say or mean? Absolutely not. But they just look familiar. So they probably have something to do with that. I don't know. It's all real boring. Sorry you got the boring runes.
That's fine. I mean, I've never met a giant before.
Yeah, me neither. Anybody here met a giant? Raise your hand if you've met a giant. Hands down. My hand down.
Can I make a history check to see if I've ever met a giant?
Or
Sure.
Can I make it? Can I make a history check to see if I've
That's
met a
a
giant
natural
that I
20.
use? Oh.
You've met a giant.
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh.
His name was Bozo, and he was the coolest man I've ever met.
Does this look familiar?
And giant hat. What do giants speak?
Giant.
Giant.
Like,
Oh wait.
looking over, yeah, it looks a little familiar. I can't read it, but
Oh wait, I can use I can does this qualify as an arcane sigil?
Yeah, I would say so.
Never mind, I can't use comprehend languages.
Also, Drez, let's you know what, let's go. I think now 5 for 5. I will also give you inspiration because I really made you a
Ayo.
Bozo the giant. We're just celebrating 10th session. You guys are being just really cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna need it in this Wyatt fight.
yeah, there's this like stigma that all giants are like stupid and they're like mean. But actually, if you get to know them, some of them are actually pretty cool.
Do you like speak giant or anything?
No, we just kind of like. Do
Hung
giants
out.
only speak in giant? No, they gotta speak in common, can't they?
Yeah, probably. Wait, I'll let's.
I don't know how I
this
made friends
quickly.
with this
That was a
giant
world
if that's
builder.
the case.
Yeah, a lot of them. I think a lot of them must speak common. There's definitely some that only speak giant, but if you might want to interact with humanoids at a regular basis, they probably spoke common.
It was probably back at home.
He was just hanging out.
Yeah,
Just
he was
vibing.
really cool. Awesome, and the thing is, awesome piggyback rides. Like, you could just like
bet.
scoop you up. It was so cool.
Al,
Yeah.
do you think you'll ever get as big as a giant one day? That would be really awesome.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know how big. I mean, I didn't even really realize I got big. So I don't know how big I can get. I don't know if I can like get big and then like Hulk out and then get big again. I don't know.
But maybe we could find you a permanent enlargement enchantment to make you really big, and then you just get bigger from the big state because it's like they stack. Maybe they stack. My sister does enchantments. She doesn't do those, but she can.
Just as like cleaning enchantments.
She can clean your clothes.
Well, that'd be good. This is all ale now. I like cleanliness. She's nice.
I agree.
I mean,
I
she
miss
was
her
to me
very
at
much.
least. Yeah.
And I also really miss my little brother. Don't particularly miss my older brother. He was
I
sort
never-
of a knock.
Yeah, you told me. I've never met them. They weren't at the thing, but they seem kind of. Yeah.
Well, I don't really want to talk about family too much right now, particularly.
Nope. Okay, let's go punch somebody.
Go punch
Yeah.
someone.
Wait,
and we
is
should
the-
lead with Badger Bong Water because he's so horribly afraid of him, which is
Yes.
hilarious to me.
Who took the dead bird?
I took it off of you.
Aster reached over my body to take it off.
DM question relating to my backstory. Could I do something with this bird potentially?
Ooh.
You could try, however, it has been just like it has a very big hole in it, and it's been dead for quite a bit now.
Okay, maybe not. Then I'll just keep that to myself now.
And it looks like Badger Bongwater kind of gnawed on it a little bit.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Aster, you can put that down.
It's sticky.
Like, okay, I'll just like go out of the hole and like find a place to like kick up some dirt and put it in and just.
Badger Bongwater is like right after you.
Do you want this? Okay.
When we step back outside, I put back on my mask because I don't want anybody to recognize me if people are looking for me.
That's smart,
Okay.
Drez. I should do that.
You know, I never thought I'd be using this mask for such a thing, but it's fine.
It's very cool.
Thank you.
It's got a cool little design on it.
Well, that was because of the fire.
Oh.
But it's okay. I can fix it later.
Oh, a washcloth, maybe. My sister. Let's not go there.
Let's go. We've got things to do.
Let's go.
All right. You make your way to the town hall where you are once again greeted kind of at the entrance by an assistant. She's like, "Do you have a meeting with Mr. Montgomery or the mayor?"
No.
Yes.
With Mr. Montgomery. We are the ones who are doing the investigation. We have news and an updated report. We need to talk to him immediately.
We need to collect our money.
Oh, let's. Oh, of course. I think he's free right now, so you can come on in. I'll just let him know you're here. And she walks off for a moment and then comes back like 2 minutes later.
Thank you.
And leads you into the office.
I whispered to Al, money first, interrogation after.
That's a good plan. That was really smart. I was definitely gonna walk in and just punch him, so that's probably good.
No.
Okay, good.
So what's the walking in order? You bring in Badger Bongwater and his dead bird.
I think I'll cause Monty and I are going first because we're scariest. So I think I've got Badger like sitting on my shoulder like a parrot.
Oh, and he's very sticky. And then he put the bird on his shoulder like also a parrot.
Ew.
He's got a flop.
Also still very sticky.
There's a lot going on over here.
He's like resting against his head.
Okay, Monty, since you're being the good one, you should ask for the money.
Good
Right,
call.
okay.
Good call.
I can do that.
Hello. Oh, by Avish. Why have you brought? Why? Are we gonna be talking to the thing again?
No, Mr. Montgomery.
He's dripping on the floor. He's dripping on the floor again.
Well,
I can fix that with the prestidigitation. Don't worry.
Well,
Later.
it's still a little bit gross. Just dripping. Okay. How's the investigation? You've fixed everything, done everything. Is there anything you're updating me on?
Well, Mr. Montgomery, I hope you're having a lovely day. Thank you for meeting with us today. I know you have a very busy schedule. We would like to collect our payment for the last quest that you put us on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What was it? 50 per head? I think it was 50 per head.
Write it down.
I don't know.
It was 50 per head. I'm just making sure you know. And you know what? I'll throw in as a little company present some paper. from the Rosewater Company in case you want to send some letters. I think it's the magic sort of paper. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You keep coming here with different people. Okay.
6. I point at Badger
6?
Bongwater.
Well, that's not a person.
Who is he talking about?
6. Badger
Different
Bongwater.
people. We've all had the only new person was Aster.
But Ignu was here last time and now isn't.
Oh yeah.
Your friend who got arrested in my hallway. Other person.
Yeah.
We're actually need 7 because we need one for our friend the cat unnamed
Yes, he has
Archibald.
He has other.
Archibald.
That's his name, Archibald.
Yeah.
Your friend
Call him by that next time you see him. It'll be funny.
Could you make me a persuasion check of a pretty high DC for Archibald?
Okay, well I rolled another natural 19, so that's my so that's a 24. That's my second 19 this session.
Dang.
Well, for Archibald, of course. He's been working so hard.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Where would we be without Archibald's efforts? It's just
Very important to the team. Very important.
So that's gonna be 350 gold pieces.
Quick maths.
Quick maths. Without the use of a calculator. As well as some beautiful rosewater paper. Okay. Well, that's all. Thank you very much for your help in this entire business, and I will fill out the report, and you can be on your way.
Just a question, Mr. Montgomery. We've been curious. We've heard a lot of talk about the mayor, and it's been quite peculiar that we haven't met her yet. And quite honestly, I don't think anyone else in this town has seen anything of the mayor besides that she exists. Just wondering, what does she look like? What's her name? Like, how is she?
As Aster's doing this, can I walk around so I'm standing behind Mr. Montgomery and just loom behind him?
Badger Bongwater dripping
Sure.
all around him.
I'm sitting on his desk, posted on the side.
I am blocking the doorway with the door shut.
One of you make me an intimidation check to see how absolutely terrified he is.
I'm just standing in the room.
Just 3.
And I would say you get advantage because you are helping each other out.
Yeah.
Okay, I will do it. That is so I rolled a 6 and a 3, 9. Dumb.
He's just kind of weirded out. This is awfully close. You're sitting. Usually you were sick over there.
So the mayor.
Oh, well, the mayor's very busy. She does obviously exist. Her name is Liana. And she's been elected by the people of the village, of their own volition, and she's been doing a very good. She's a private person.
Where does she live?
Does she look like she's a human. She's got like hair. So that's very general. A bit of graying. You can't go meet her. She's in a meeting right now, but she's busy.
Can I lean in and go, "Where's the meeting?" right in his ear? Tell me where the meeting is.
Okay. It's in the town hall where she works. This is very close.
Room.
So
your boggle is dripping on me.
So
Good.
You have
Al,
met there.
take it easy, Mr. Montgomery.
Yes, I have. I have I've met the mayor. I work in the same building she does, and she's a lovely, lovely woman who works very hard.
Well, we would very much like to talk to this mayor because the security that she hired uh decided to burn down one of the buildings today.
Our guards?
Yes. They
Which
burned down
ones?
they burned down the inn, and if we went there, the whole city would be up in flames right now.
Well, whoever did that, I'll have to make a report. I need Form J13-2.
Don't bother, they're all dead.
What was his
The,
name?
the forms or the people?
What was his name? What was his name?
The people are dead. I killed them all.
Well,
And
I'll have to.
if we don't find where the mayor is, I'm gonna lose it. Hold me back, Monty.
Mr. Montgomery, please, you don't want Al to lose. She can turn into a giant now. Very scary things, Mr.
She
Montgomery.
can do what?
You can turn into a giant. I'm
She's
trying
really,
to protect
really,
you.
really
That's not
big.
legal.
No,
That's not-
no. Yeah, neither
not
is arson,
sanctioned.
Mr. Montgomery. Okay.
Mr. Montgomery, does Mayor Liana is she married? Does she have any family? Brothers, sisters?
No. She came in here for the election to do a good job, and she's been doing a good. She's busy with work.
Do you have any family?
Yes, I do.
Out of character
No.
question. Was the guy that we stripped naked named Isaac? Was that
Yeah,
his
I think he
name?
was. I think he was named Isaac.
Like so the only one that survived that burning down building is Isaac, and I don't know if you'll find him because he had to walk back just in his tighty whities, so I don't think he's going to be showing his face.
It was quite hilarious.
That's gonna be difficult to phrase in the report. But what is the mayor is doing fine work. I am doing fine work. The inn burned down, sure, but that can be rebuilt. You
Okay.
fixed the issue.
Are you going to reimburse Alexander for the fact that your men, or the mayor's men, burnt down his inn?
Well, they're not on my payroll. I don't think so.
Well,
They don't work for Rosewater.
Okay, but the mayor does. And the mayor needs to be brought into this discussion.
Well, while this is happening, I want to whisper to Monty, like, should you and I just, like, let them question Montgomery, and you and I go find the mayor?
Let's go.
Like, you can be like, I'll step outside, and then we'll sneak out and look.
Al, step outside for a second. I want to just talk to you. You guys continue, please.
Deception.
Can I give advantage? Because I'm like, you know,
Sure.
I'm trying to act like
The power of the buddy.
Bad
Ooh. Dirty 20.
Okay. Mr. Montgomery's
Hell
like,
yeah.
yes, please get the bugle out of
Oh yeah, we'll go with Badger Bong Water.
the
Okay.
Okay. You're out in the hallway.
is the secretary out there?
The secretary's by the door, and she's just like, she's kind of like filling out some paper. Doesn't seem to currently, like, she just saw you step outside, and she doesn't seem that bothered. There's stairs leading up, to what looks to be kind of like the main office on like the higher floor, and then some like separate rooms on the sides.
What do you think we do, Monty? What's our play?
We could just go up there secretly,
Okay.
stealthily.
Sneak.
Okay, make stealth checks for sneaking.
No. I have disadvantage on stealth because of my clack.
Clack clack.
Clack.
15.
6.
Okay, I'm a roll for how perceptive this woman is. It's a 3. She's napping. You see, she's just napping.
I would just like to think she had like a book open, and it looks like she's reading it, but really she's just like.
Nice.
Yeah, she just doesn't get breaks that often, so she's just taking a little, filling out some documents. Just
We
taking
need
a
to
little
bring
nap.
some unions to this town, y'all.
Yeah.
Do something.
Let's start unions in D&D. This is what I live for.
Okay, Monty, you lead.
Oh, okay. What do I see? What's up there? Is it the doors of the office?
There's what looks to be the door to the office. There's like a little bathroom space on the side, and what looks to be like this big mahogany door with a little window above it. Like it's the most official looking entrance.
Could I wait? Al, look. If I get on my shoulders, you look in the window and say, "Okay."
Okay.
Stop.
Thank God that woman is sleeping.
It really helped. You see anything? Wait, did you see anything?
Do I see anything?
It's like a little bit foggy, but you do see that there is a desk inside, and it looks to be a figure, like tinted glass. And it looks to be a figure at the desk and some sort of like structure in front of her.
Structure?
It's like red and white and a bit thin, but through the tinted glass, you can't really see what it is.
Oh, okay. Somebody's in there. Hold on, let me down.
Get down.
How good do you think you could do a Mr. Montgomery impression?
Fairly fine.
You
That was
should
good,
knock.
right?
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. You should knock and pretend to be Montgomery so we get let in.
Okay, sure. I like
Okay.
that idea. I knock on the door. Mayor Leanna, it's Mr. Montgomery. Could I talk to you for a second, please?
What do you want?
Been an issue. The inn was lit on fire.
Okay, go deal with it then.
I think this is a matter that the mayor should talk about.
What? She comes up to the door and you see that she opens it and then she just looks at you and just closes the door.
Could I try and stop her from closing the door, like push on it?
Sure. Make me a contested strength check.
Okay.
Straight.
I'll go ahead and give you guidance too.
Thanks, bestie. What does that do?
D4 added
Great.
onto.
D4. So that's 12 plus 4 plus 4, dirty 20.
Hey.
She rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Bam.
You like bust the door open. She falls down on the floor, like very bewildered, and you see behind her just the push of air from the door opening. The house of cards that she was building on her desk whooshes away into the rest of the room, and she just goes,
Oh my
"What
God.
is this?" And we're gonna
Like-
just cut back to a minute earlier, where this group of people is talking to Mr. Montgomery.
Mr. Montgomery, I would just like to say, if they burn down the inn, what's to say that they're not going to take it too far? I mean, they could burn down your factory. They could.
Well, but
They could find that your help is
you
no
just
longer.
owe me.
Ah, yes, I did. Because this is
This is
frustrating.
awfully rude.
Okay, but you don't get to cut in when I'm talking. That's extremely rude too.
Okay. Well, the town hall is stone, and the factory is not bothered by those men, so it should be fine.
What if
And
they
he
decide-
usually doesn't burn things down, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
He?
Mr.
Who's he?
Montgomery.
Who's he?
Who's he? Yes,
he?
exactly. Who's he?
Who burns things
The
down?
ar-
Who doesn't usually burn things down?
The
Hmm?
arsonist,
And who's the arsonist?
Who's the arsonist?
whoever he is. I don't ask for arsonists' names, I report them to the proper authorities.
Mr.
God,
Mr.
I'm not feeling
Montgomery.
for this shit.
You said you have a family, right?
I
You
do.
have a family, right? Oh, please tell me their names, like your different family members.
Well, my mother was a lady, and I was born on the coastal city here in Volp. It's a beautiful place. A lot of
Oh
ships
yeah.
coming, and it really inspired me to start a merchant's life. Um, I have two sisters who I do not speak to. I have an ex-wife who I send money to every now and then. Her name is Constantine. Well, it's not that she's a bad woman. It's just that really did not work out between us. I am very. Why are you asking me this?
Well, if by chance, and if we do have, and we do have a loose arsonist going around in this town, they could go to other towns and other places and burn places down. But like you
Well,
said,
the other
all of that can be rebuilt,
Um,
including family.
question: Is he
Unless-
thoroughly?
the intimidation check with advantage because that's
Yeah.
a scary line.
Is he thoroughly distracted right now?
Depending on how that roll goes, we'll see how distracted he is.
That is 17.
Intimidated, and I would say distracted.
Okay, I just remembered I still have that letter from his boss
Mm-hmm.
that we stole from the factory. I would like to kind of like go behind Sonder as she's talking to him. And I'd be like, Sonda, I'm gonna use your back really quickly. And I'm going to use like a piece of paper, the paper that he literally just gave us. And I'm gonna look at the handwriting on this letter
Okay.
and the piece of paper. And I would like to use my skills in forgery and try to write out a letter saying that I am like a secret, like I'm like a top dog inspector, and I'm here to investigate his liabilities of late.
Okay. Do you have like forgers tools?
I don't.
It's
Do I
some
have?
kit, some like tool that you have for
no,
that.
I don't have a.
Would it be a
forgery kit.
calligraphy set?
I do.
Yeah, something like that. I think you have.
Oh shit! No, I don't think I do. I do have advantage in that, but I didn't think about that.
It's mostly just to see if you can add like proficiency from something.
Okay, I do have the proficiency in that. I just don't have the items.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You just have a pen. Okay. So, just make me. I think like intelligence, or maybe sleight of hand, depending on how you're going about it. You can pick of. Maybe let's go sleight of hand. You seem like good at sleight of hand. With or just with the proficiency you get from the. I don't know. Intelligence or dexterity and the proficiency you get from the tools. I got lost in what I was saying.
That's a 17.
You get a very good fake letter, and at this point, you hear this yell from upstairs of just what the hell is going on? And do we have to finish here with this cliffhanger? I think that is a possibility for us today.
Oh, wow.
Wonderful. Well,
And then we will be back next week to see what the hell is up with the mayor.
yeah, thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Today was a very fun and inspirational episode. Hopefully next week we will be able to finally resolve these issues with Wyatt, and then if everything goes according to plan, Steven should be back with us the weekend after next weekend. So we will get Iggy back in the roll-in, and we can move on to whatever's coming next for us. So thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for everyone who's going to watch us in the future. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone.